Ready to go?
Sounds good
Fantastic.
to me.
Thumbs up, party. Where's the music? We're starting now. I apologize if my Wi Fi is slow, but I am trying my hardest. But you know what? We're just so happy that you're here. My name is June Ponce. I'm the Outreach and Recruitment Coordinator here at Cabrillo College. And today's kickoff event, we're going to talk about the pathway navigation here at Cabrillo College. We have so much good information for you. And ultimately, we are thankful. We honor your presence. We are thankful that you're here. And we hope that this is an engaging workshop presentation. That's why we call it Cabrillo Chats, because we want it to be more of a conversational and leave room for Q&A. Our good friend Allison, who's on the Zoom, she will be monitoring the chats if you have questions, and we will leave a few minutes later uh, after the speakers have spoken for a Q&A. Next slide. So, what we want today, the intention to be, is for you to find your path. What is it about Cabrillo that can be of service to you? How can we best support you? And part of the team, not only the folks that are here, but the outreach team can also help you with that process to sort of hold your hand and get you into Cabrillo and help answer the initial questions that you may have. Um, we have myself, outreach coordinator. We have Allison Bennett, who's a student support specialist. Kitsia, who's the student ambassador, and Mila, who's also a student ambassador. Both have graduated from local high schools here. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out at outreach@cabrillo.edu. Next slide.
Hi, everyone. My name's Kim Mansfield, and what I'm going to talk to you about today is about exploring the career and academic pathways, or what we call at Cabrillo CAPS, and a quick look at one of our tools here at Cabrillo that we use called Career Coach. In this section, we're going to talk about what is a CAP, a very limited look at some questions to maybe help you choose a CAP, the majors within each CAP, and how Career Coach can help you. Next slide, Allison. So a career and academic pathway is what we call a CAP, and you're going to hear this all the time at Cabrillo, and it's one of the first things you're asked to pick when you are filling out your CCC Apply application. And what it is really is all the majors at Cabrillo College are filed into 5 different categories. And each category is chosen based upon how closely they relate to one another. Each usually interacts with one in the working world. The goal of a CAP is to connect you to resources in your major. It connects you to information about what you can do with your major. It helps you connect with other students studying the same or similar things as you. It connects you to resources to help you succeed in your classes. And it connects you, it's created with you as a student in mind. So the next couple slides we're going to go through are going to actually look at each of the individual CAPs. And each of these CAPs on the CAPS website has a list of questions, and what we've gone through and done is outline 5 of the most basic questions. So for each CAP, we have 5 questions that we've listed here. And do any of these describe you? So do you enjoy achieving goals through quality teamwork? Do you like working in structured environments? Do you enjoy working with your hands? Would you be willing to take risks? Do you like working with money and finance? If so, you may be interested in a career in the entrepreneurship and business cap. And here you'll see listed in entrepreneurship and business are all of the majors that are listed within that cap. Next slide. The next slide we have is going to talk about, do any of these describe you? I like to use my mind to solve problems, especially involving math or science. I'm drawn to nature and the natural world. It's fun for me to take apart and understand things, how things work. I'm always think about my husband here. He likes to take things apart, but never put them back together. I thrive in self-directed environments. I find it rewarding to figure out complicated problems and intellectual challenges. If so, you may be interested in a career in STEM. And this is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And here all of our majors are grouped in that cap. Our next cap is global and human studies. So do any of these describe you? I aim to understand the world we live in. I enjoy helping people learn, heal, and grow. It's fun for me to learn about different cultures. I'm multilingual or desire to be, excuse me. I enjoy communicating ideas or data. If so, you may be interested in a career in global and human studies. And you'll see a wide variety of careers listed here, or majors listed here in global and human studies. Our next cap is health and public service. So do any of these describe you? I'm action-oriented. I care about the well-being and safety of others. I like to provide service to others. I enjoy teaching, counseling, or training. I enjoy problem solving. If so, you may be interested in health and public service. And our final cap is the creative arts and design. And if any of these describe you, things like I like to create things or imagine new ideas. I prefer working in unstructured environments. I'm excited to make things that inform or entertain people. I'm independent, original, or an innovative thinker, and I enjoy communicating ideas. If any of those describe you as a person, you may be interested in a career in creative arts and designs, and you'll see all of the majors listed there. Now, if you want to get deeper into looking at some questions, we have a wonderful tool called Career Coach. Career Coach will let you look at information on job titles, explore educational paths, the job market data for our local region. It's customized for us, and it connects to our caps, our degrees, our certificates. It lets you discover majors and programs and careers based upon your interests. So how I had those 5 questions listed there, this will allow you to actually do a 60 question inventory. It's quick, it's easy, it's fun. And we're going to talk more about it on Wednesday in our chats on the career life and balance from 5:30 to 6. So hope to see you there.
Excellent. Thank you, Kimberly. Up next, we're going to leave, if you have questions for Kimberly, we're going to leave a few minutes towards the session so our panelists can help answer questions. Up next, we have what we call CTE, Career and Technical Education. And Leslie DeRose, our CTE coordinator, is going to speak a little bit more of what that means.
Thank you, June. Hi, everybody. So glad that you could join us tonight. I'm going to go over kind of a high-level overview of career technical education, also known as career education. We'll describe or we will show you how CTE is described through the Department of Education. We will look at CTE at Cabrillo College and reaching your potential in CTE programs. So next slide, there you go. So what is career education? It is defined as a program of study that involves a multi-year sequence of courses that integrates core academic knowledge with technical and occupational knowledge to provide students with a pathway to post-secondary education and careers and transfer. A lot of people don't know that there's many of our career tech education programs that are transferable onto four-year universities. So that's an option as well. So next slide. So CTE programs are developed with faculty in collaboration with our local employers and workforce professionals. This is done to ensure that the skills that you learn as learners is what employers are looking for. We work to understand new and emerging technologies, and we update programs to meet those industry standards. So what does that mean for learners? It means that employers know that Cabrillo CTE students will have the skills that they need to be successful employees. And those successful CTE students will take those skills learned and be a really good candidate for hopefully a really good paying career, or as I said before, you could even take those skills and transfer to a four-year college. So CTE programs are college and are career and academic programs. You can either get a two-year degree at Cabrillo in CTE program, a two-year degree for transfer, a certificate of achievement, or a skills certificate. So there's lots of choices there. And some of those can be done, some of the certificate levels can be done in a year. So again, lots of options. So as you can see, there are many CTE programs to choose from at Cabrillo. You can go to the CTE website, which is listed above, and each one of these programs has their own page. So if you really wanted to drill down on one or more of them, that's available to you there. Or you can just reach out to me directly at the email address on this slide. So thanks so much for your attention, and we hope to welcome you to Cabrillo sometime very soon.
Thank you, Leslie. I think that's the beauty of Cabrillo, that it's for everyone. Really, if you want a certificate, there's the CTE. If you want a more extensive degree, there's so many options. Thank you, Leslie, for sharing that. Up next, we have an option for students who are in high school right now. Ms. Mallory Stephen is going to talk to us about dual enrollment and adult education. Mallory?
And so I wanted to provide for you today an overview of what dual enrollment is, what it looks like at Cabrillo, and how you can get involved if you are involved in a high school program, either as a high school student or as an adult pursuing a high school equivalency degree. Next slide, please. Dual enrollment falls into two broad categories. For a long time, we've had individual dual enrollment as a high school student or as an adult student pursuing a high school equivalency or degree. You are able to take classes with no enrollment fees. And courses are open to all high school students or all students pursuing a high school degree. You can take 2 classes per semester. You can actually take up to 11 units, but if you're in high school full-time, not recommended. The classes are on the Cabrillo campus. That might be the Watsonville campus or the Aptos campus. Students are required to purchase textbooks. And you can also opt in for a transportation fee which would give you a bus pass or a health services fee to receive access to those services. And again, this is available to adults pursuing high school equivalency. The important thing to know that as a high school student, you can also be a Cabrillo College student. And as a dual enrollment student, you are a Cabrillo College student. We have also, in the last couple of years, started up Pathway Dual Enrollment, where we are offering series of courses through your high school. And those courses are offered at absolutely no cost to you, including books. And we are providing you with a series of courses in a pathway that leads to a degree or a certificate. Currently, for PVUSD students, we're offering Allied Health and American Sign Language, and Santa Cruz City Schools, we're offering sign language, but we're developing new pathways all the time. These are offered through an agreement between your high school district and Cabrillo. It might be a closed section on your high school campus, which makes it really easy for you as a high school student to access. And again, that's at no cost to you. So you're probably wondering how you take advantage of these free classes. Next slide. It is a simple process and the timing is perfect because right now, as of October 1st, you can fill out an application for Cabrillo. We have references online that will walk you through how to do that. We're also happy in our Welcome Center to help you with that. The first step is to decide what classes you want to take. And you might be taking classes that will help you explore one of our CAPs or make progress toward a community college degree or certificate. Our Cabrillo counselors are here to help you choose those classes, but you should also be working with your high school counselors so that they can help you understand how your college courses can help you meet your high school requirements. So work with your counselors, pick your classes. That's step one. Step two is to apply to Cabrillo. The application is available now. It started on October 1st. You'll get a Cabrillo ID within 24 hours. Once the schedule is available on October 25th, you can submit a dual enrollment form. You need to log into our e-form system to fill out your dual enrollment form. There's a signature page that you'll need to have signed by your high school and by your parents. And you'll submit that. And once your courses are approved and open, you're ready to register for classes during your assigned registration time. Now you notice that there are two dates here, December 1st and December 8th. There are some activities that you can participate in that will help you, that will make you eligible for early enrollment, the earlier enrollment date. And I will put a link in the chat about how to learn more about that, but it's some orientation. It's activities that will help you learn more about Cabrillo and how to get support at Cabrillo. And it gives you an earlier registration date. The final step is to, once you've enrolled for classes, show up and attend. And the thing that you should know when you're taking a class, that you should plan for around 3 hours for every unit in the college class. So a 3-unit class, you should be planning for maybe 6 to 9 hours worth of homework every week. And but there are lots of supports. Our tutoring centers are all available to you. In addition, if you have an IEP or a 504, you would be able to work with our Accessibility Support Center to define accommodations that will help you be successful. So help is available. We have a dual enrollment handbook that lays out a lot of good information for high school students available on the website. Our Welcome Center and our designated dual enrollment at cabrillo.edu. They can help you with applications, any questions you have on the process, how to enroll in classes, and more general questions about dual enrollment. We also have the Accessibility Support Center if you think you might need accommodations. Our Accessibility Support Center would meet with you Accommodations do differ between high school and college. And so it's important that you meet with our accessibility support center. And we also have academic counselors that are available to you that can help you plan your classes, select classes, clear prerequisites, and learn more about the majors. I also have monthly dual enrollment office hours. They're the first and third Mondays of every month at 3 p.m. But I'm happy to meet with students whenever they have questions, and my email is included here. So I look forward to answering any questions you have about dual enrollment and how to get involved. But it's a great opportunity to explore and also get a head start on college.
Thank you, Mallory. That was great. See, like I said before, and you'll probably hear me saying how wonderful Cabrillo is. Cabrillo is for all ages, high school students, elementary, well, not elementary, I apologize, but high school students, adult learners. And speaking of adult learners, we're going to have Adriana Torres speak to us about GOAL and a little bit of what her program has for our adult learners. Adriana?
Thank you, June. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Adriana, and I'm part of Cabrillo College. I work with GOAL, Greater Opportunities Through Adult Learners. Can we go to the next slide? I think it's the next slide. Yeah, so I'm basically here to give you an overview of what adult education looks at Cabrillo. And obviously, if you think about adult education, it's like, well, isn't adult education Cabrillo College? Well, it is. So anyone who's 18 and over, obviously, can come through. No high school diploma or GED is required to take these courses that I'm going to talk about, which are free for non-credit courses. Everyone is welcome. No citizenship is required. We have free ESL courses and job training classes as well. Yeah, the next slide, please. So first and foremost, a lot of the classes in the non-credit world are free. Well, most of them are free. And how you apply, you don't apply through CC Apply. You apply through the non-credit application, which is a Google Docs. I don't know if you can open it just to show like an overview of what it is. Well, maybe someone, Allison. It's very simple and it's mobile friendly. So you could do it through your phone. You could do it on your computer. It's very easy, as you can tell. If you scroll down, it's really easy. It does ask some personal questions like Social Security. You don't have to answer that, but it's just basic information that you submit, and then I respond to you once you submit, and we have a conversation as to what you're looking for. Thank you. So that's the first step. You apply, right? The second step, like I said, you receive a welcome email from myself and a phone call, and we have that conversation. Now you let me know what you're looking for. If you're looking for an ESL course, we do have an ESL self-assessment, which means you assess yourself and you would pick the class that is right for you. If this isn't the case, I usually send you the non-credit website, or I send just the Cabrillo catalog, depending on what it is the student is looking for, so they can find the class that is perfect for them. And then the final step of all of this is you pick your class and we register for free courses at Cabrillo. And the next slide. And these are just some of the non-credit courses available. I couldn't fit all of them in one slide, but like I mentioned, we have ESL, we have math courses, and we have career skills and training. So a lot of these, they give you a certificate, and you, like, as you can tell, you only have to take 2 classes. a very popular class that we have is a community health worker certificate, which is you take HS 430 and HS 42 or 432 and you are certified. One of the classes that is coming for fall 22 is construction. So they're working on that one, and that one will probably be a really popular one as well. We also, one of my favorite ones that I have a lot of, like I recommend to students and I've had my mom take it, is the beginning technology skill certificate, because it basically teaches you how to use a computer, which is amazing. It's great because a lot of us, including myself, like don't know how to properly use a computer. But yeah, these are some of the ones that are available. And again, these are free and you don't have to, a lot of these are very flexible for students as well. And you don't have to pay for these. And yeah, next slide. And yeah, and that's it.
Thank you, Adriana. Thank you for sharing that. So no matter at what age or where you are in your pathway, Cabrillo is definitely here for you. Whether you're working, you're a parent, and are considering coming back to Cabrillo, as you can see, there's so many different entry points to be a college student. And you can also see that we really do like to welcome our students and embrace them and really provide the services and the programs and connect you to the right folks that programs that you need to, that may be a fit for you. Up next, this is our transfer pathway. And for our transfer pathway, we have our counselor, Christina Ortega, who will be talking about multiple different programs. So we did see a lot of seniors that are here, and this may be a good session for you. Christina, go ahead and share.
Thank you, June. I just also want to highlight, as June said, I'm an academic counselor here at Cabrillo, and all of these different pathways that we're going over today, a counselor can assist you in kind of navigating and get you started with it. So we have all of our academic counselors are trained in dual enrollment, the transfer, CTE, the non-credit. So we are definitely here to help you. And I do have my colleague, Zach Joseph, also in the Zoom room today. So Zach, please feel free to chime in. So today I'm going to be going over a few of our transfer pathways. And we have our transfer admission guarantee, often known as the TAG, associate degree for transfer, ADT. We have 2 special grant programs, a 2+2 program with CSUMB and a teacher pathway program with CSUMB, and our honors transfer program. And these are just different pathways. You can definitely not participate in any of these and still transfer. I just want to highlight a few of them today. Next slide, please. Oh, we lost it.
I think you were going to share here if you still want to, Christina.
I put them in the regular one, but I'll go ahead and share that really quick.
Christine, I have a copy handy, I think, too, or do you have it real easy?
I got it. Thanks, Zach.
Got it. Okay, sure.
Okay, does everyone see my screen okay?
Perfect.
Thanks. Okay, so let's talk about TAG. So TAG is Transfer Admission Guarantee, and it is a collaboration with 6 of our UCs. So it is a collaboration with UC Davis, UC Irvine, UC Merced, UC Riverside, UC Santa Barbara, and UCSC. And students that submit a TAG, a Transfer Admission Guarantee, are guaranteed admission into one of these universities, depending if they're open for your major. So not all schools are open for all majors. And you get a guaranteed admission. So lots of great benefits. You can definitely apply to multiple UCs, but you can only submit one TAG. And what are the benefits of tag? So students can write one tag to the UC system of the 6 that I just listed. Academic counselors are going to be able to review your tag and make recommendations. And you submit your tag a year in advance, basically. So all of our students that are applying for fall 2022, they just submitted their tag in September. And then they're going to do their UC applications in October and November. So tag is basically the first thing that you do. Some of the universities give you a preliminary review. So like, for instance, UC Davis will be letting our students know by November 15th if their tag was accepted. So it's kind of a way of like, oh, great, I know I got accepted to this one. I'm going to apply to UCLA, UC Davis, and UC Santa Cruz, but I know my tag at UC Davis is accepted. A lot of the universities prioritize tag admission, so the rest of them will let you know before they let their general admission applications. And with tag, often the GPA is a little bit higher. They want certain coursework done at a certain time, so it's really important to meet with a counselor early on to make sure that you're going to meet those tag requirements. Next slide, please. Oh, I'm of course. It's been a long day, everyone. So now I'm going to talk about the Cabrillo 2+2 program. And Cabrillo has a new grant with CSUMB. And basically we have these pathways where students do 2 years at Cabrillo. They do their lower division GE, they do their major preparation, and they do 2 years at CSUMB. Now, many of you probably have heard about the Cabrillo Promise. So if you get 2 years free with the Cabrillo Promise, you're getting basically half of your tuition and getting out in the same time if you went straight to the university. So lots of great programs. They have dedicated counselors, dedicated events, and we have a very strong partnership with CSUMB to make that a smooth transition. You can definitely take a screenshot of that QR code if you're interested in the program. So the criteria to join, you have to be a freshman attending Cabrillo, or you can be a re-entry student. So if you took a break from Cabrillo, now you're coming back and now you're interested in transferring to CSUMB. You should be in at least 12 units because we want you to get there in 2 years, right? So if you need 60 units to transfer, you need to take at least 12 to 15 units each semester, and hopefully some summer if you can't get up to 15, and be a CSUMB major pathway. So they have it in business, accounting, kinesiology, and even if you're not interested in one of the majors that we have a pathway for, you can definitely utilize all the resources that have came up with this collaboration. Another grant program that we have at Cabrillo is the Teacher Pathway Program, or often known as TPP. So these are for students that are interested in getting a liberal studies degree and going to a credential program to be a K-12 teacher. So you can finish a BA in liberal studies and a teaching credential in 4 years. So you do 2 at Cabrillo and you do 2 at CSUMB. They waive the CSET exam, which is this exam that you have to take in order to get into a credential program. And we have dedicated counselors as well that can help you with that pathway. So you would get an Associate of Arts for transfer in elementary teacher education. And then once you graduate from CSUMB, you'd have a BA in liberal studies. And then you would go for your teaching credential, which could either be the multi-subject credential, with a specialty in STEM or bilingual education or special education. Our program at Cabrillo and our program at CSUMB, the faculty communicate and meet very often to make that a smooth transition. If you're interested in this program, you can email counselor@cabrillo.edu and say you want to speak with the teacher prep program, and they can definitely get you started. And I'm sure you all have heard about the Honors Transfer Program. Honors Transfer Program is very popular at Cabrillo. And if you're a part of the Honors Transfer Program, it gives you a competitive edge to basically anywhere that you're applying. Last year, we had an admit rate to the UCLA College of Letters and Sciences, 75% admit rate. That is awesome. We also have a lot of collaborations with Pomona, Chapman, Occidental, Gonzaga, Amherst, Smith, Tufts, so a lot of out-of-state and prestigious private universities. Honors transfer programs, kind of like high school. You take a rigorous course. They also have colloquiums, they have field trips, they have speakers, we have dedicated counselors as well. And in order to successfully complete your honors contract, you'll have to do so many units that are honors courses, but we will help you with that. So to apply to the honors program, you still have to apply to Cabrillo, and then you submit a separate application early spring to be admitted to the honors program. And we always have way more applicants than we can accommodate, but don't worry if you don't get in or if there's a wait list, you can always apply to the honors program as a current Cabrillo student as well. There's research support. We have counselors that are specialized in honors. The class sizes are much smaller. So they're about 35 or less in the class because they're only for our honors students. We have faculty mentors. When we're back on campus, we have a study lounge for students in building 100. That's always, there's printers and computers and all kinds of great little snacks. And they have a big support network. They have a very strong support network. Students feel like they're very prepared, even if you're not in the transfer program. Students are very prepared when they leave to Cabrillo to go to the university. But our honors transfer program is amazing. And so if you're interested, that application is between January 15th to March 15th. So if you're coming to Cabrillo in fall of 2022, you'd submit your application to Cabrillo right now, and then your honors application between January 15th to March 15th. And so these are a lot of the pathways. You definitely don't have to participate in any of them. If you're interested in transferring, we have lots of resources for our transfer students. Like I said before, all of our academic counselors can help you with planning your academic plan to get you to that transfer university. We have a Transfer 101, which is basically it's self-paced modules where students can self-enroll. Once you have that student ID number that goes over the admission requirements, the admission timeline, questions to kind of ask representatives and questions to kind of, when you're doing your research, to kind of see if you're looking for research. What's the difference between a CSU and a UC? We have CG 51, which you guys are you're welcome to take when you're still in high school. It's an intro to college class, but most students take it once they're here at Cabrillo. We have lots of four-year reps that come, basically all the CSUs, UCs, and some privates. And we have workshops. We have workshops to help you throughout this process. We have workshops to go over the tag with your CSU and UC applications and your personal insight questions that go along with your UC application. So thank you for listening about transfer. We're excited and we hope that you make a Cabrillo your choice, and we hope to see you in a counseling session or workshop soon. I'll go ahead and hand it back to June.
Thank you, Christina. That was so good. And that was, I love it. That's what Cabrillo is about, right? We're about getting you to join Cabrillo, figuring out your career and academic pathway. And if so, we have a wonderful transfer center. We have such great programs here at Cabrillo. And before we go on to our Q&A, because I know there is some Q&As in our chat, I want to invite you tomorrow. We will speak specifically on financial aid. So make sure that you register regarding financial aid, or this week there's so many great topics: financial aid, career life balance, support network, and then next week we talk all about transfer. It's all about transfer chat. We'll be partnering with different local colleges, CSUMB, and Christina and Zach will help lead that. So with that being shared, let's open it up for questions. Any questions? Allison, do we see any questions in the chat that may or may have not been answered?
I think there was one directed to Adriana that says, can 18 or over earn a high school diploma via goal at Cabrillo?
Yes, you can. I also work with the adult school in Santa Cruz County of Ed. So if you don't have a GED or like a high school diploma, I can direct you to either or.
Thank you. I think there's just a lot of information in the chat. We're going to share a document with you with all the websites, and I'm also going to do a dump here in the chat too for all the emails and URLs. So feel free to look there as well. Otherwise, unmute yourself and ask a question or reach out here in the chat as well.
Yes, feel free. This is the time. And remember, I said I wanted it to be more conversational. Well, it's conversational. So what we heard today, to summarize, so you met Kimberly, right? She talked about the different caps, right? And the career coach, right? So you don't know what you want to do, or you want to guide your child or your student on what is it that they want to explore. Career coach is absolutely the way to go. Wednesday, they'll be talking about career coach and other opportunities. So come back Wednesday at 5:30. Then we also heard from Leslie. There's some students who don't want to transfer. They want a certificate. This is a great opportunity for them. The CTE program, Leslie and what her team does is incredible. So you can email Leslie and say, hey, I'd like to explore agriculture. I'd like to explore the nursing program. I'd like to explore the dental There's so many different programs that can be helpful and useful for students. So that's what we heard with CTE. Then we heard about dual enrollment. So you have students who are in high school, or you're a high school student yourself. That's where we need to chat with Mallory. So Mallory will help you get into different classes here at Cabrillo. You can be a high school student and you can be a Cabrillo student at the same time. That's the beauty of it. Those services are for free. For high school students, they'll get a head start on what it means to be a college student. Then we heard from Adriana with adult ed and all the different non-credit courses available for adult learners, and how that can be a pathway, the initial state of getting to a higher education. Then we heard from Christina, our transfer, right? Our transfer and all the different programs, the 2+2, the honors, all that good stuff. So we're only scratching the surface. We're only scratching the surface. So we want you to see the loop, that there's so many different entry points for you and your students and anyone who's interested in exploring what their next steps are. And that's why Cabrillo is such a good place for you. I know we didn't talk about finances and financially what it means, but the reality is that it's a bargain. We give you 2 years for free, and you get not only academic and career support, but we try to provide that financial support. So in a nutshell, that's what happened today. Isn't that cool? So now we'll open it up for questions. If you have questions, if anything sparked an interest, this is the time. Let's chat it up.
And if you wake up later tonight with a question, a burning question in your head, email us, because sometimes I can't think of questions on the spot.
I have a question about how many are live in-person classes and how many do you have online? Like, what's the ratio?
Really good question. We're at 60-40 now. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is that 60 in person or?
Yes. Sorry, 60 in person. We're not sure what the spring is going to look like yet, but we should, we literally get updates every day from our president on what the status is. So we should be getting those sometime soon. Christina, do you know more than I know about that? That's about the limit of my knowledge on that.
Yeah, I would say about the same, 60-40. Our new schedule for spring is coming out in a week or two. So we'll have an update on spring once that is published.
And the schedule system, it's really easy to search for courses that are online, are late start, if you don't want something, if it's a little bit, if it's past the start of term, and also courses that offer low or no textbook costs. And so if that's a concern, it's easy to filter by any of those in our system on the schedule.
For that question. So yes, let's shoot for more in-person classes this coming spring. It's going that way. We have a question from Deborah. Deborah, is there a minimum GPA for the honors program? Christina, that's for you.
I am looking it up right now. Here's the website that gives more information about the honors transfer program. I believe it's a 3.5. Kim, can you verify that?
I'm looking too. Hold on
It is a 3.5 for a high school student.
Yeah.
And I believe a 3.210 at Cabrillo.
See, Sam?
Exactly.
Always saving us.
I'm looking at the minimum quals right now. It says, hold on one second.
It is 3.5 and 3.2. So that, I mean, it's, in general, it's, you know, it's such a great program for high school students. It's the smaller classes, it's the special attention, the counseling that students receive. And overall, I mean, you get to graduate with a transfer with honors. That's a pretty big deal.
Right, and that is on a student transcript also, and it looks good on any college application.
Absolutely. And on your resume when you get older. Any other questions? Great question, Deborah.
I know we put a lot of links in the chat. We've also compiled it in a document for everyone, so you can grab that and download it. Anyone can see the spring schedule. It is public. It just hasn't posted just yet. I'll find the date when that's coming out.
October 25th is the date.
Perfect. So 1 week from today, hopefully.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, I lost my connection and I posted in the chat the same thing Christina did about the minimum quals. I apologize. Great minds think alike, huh?
More information is better than not enough.
That's true. That is true. And one thing I wanna say too, for students considering dual enrollment, you don't need to be a student just coming to Cabrillo. If you're still in college or in high school right now, you can take dual enrolled classes here at Cabrillo and then use those if you are considering to transfer directly to a four-year school as well. So it's a win-win for high school students all the way around, either, you know, coming in, learning about Cabrillo, learning about college, building your academic record. I mean, it's just great all the way around. Both of my daughters, because I'm a counselor here, they got to experience lots of dual enrollment. Actually, my one daughter between AP and dual enrollment came in as a freshman with almost 30 units completed. So
Wow.
In the
She had her first year almost done. Well,
in the
26 units. So
in the catalog, you'll see that many classes are marked as CSU or UC transferable. If you are not going to a CSU or UC, if you're going to a private university or an out-of-state university, you would have your Cabrillo transcript evaluated when you transfer for how it would be accepted.
Mallory, for sharing that. And Kimberly, you know, those uh, uh, live stories, real stories,
mhm,
those are so important for everyone to hear because at the end of the day, it's cost savings for parents and for students, right? When you
mhm.
come to Cabrillo, you save so much money. And you think about the money, but at the end of the day, it's the education that you receive. And it really preparing our students for that next level of okay, what is it that I want to do? What do I want to explore? How do I study? How do I take notes? How do I engage with my instructor? So
Mhm.
that's why Cabrillo is such a good option. How do I build a relationship with my academic instructor? That's like the fundamental
And
building
dual enrollment
relationships.
students are learning how to meet with a college counselor and register in classes and ask good questions. And also it's a way to try some things. And if you don't, the thing I love about our caps is that you can learn skills that are widely applicable across multiple disciplines. And
Mhm.
so you go in and you find out what you like and what you don't like, and then you can narrow it down so that you're doing more of what you love and less of what you don't love.
And one of the things that we didn't talk about in our CAPS presentation is the CG51 classes
Oh, it's an awesome
that
class.
Christina mentioned. Is we have CG51 CAP themed classes. So like there's one for STEM, and in the CG51 STEM, so if you're in the CAP STEM, there's a CG51 STEM course. So they sample all the different majors in STEM. So the instructors come in, they do little presentations or by video, depending on which format you're taking it in. So you get to see all the amazing things that they do in their classes. And I mean, the students love it. So same with our arts and design, or all of the different CAPs have a thematic based CG51. So if you're not, you know, you like that CAP area, but you're not particularly sure where you fit, the CG51 CAP for that area would be a great place to start.
Hey, Kim, could you describe what CG51 is?
Oh, sure. It's basically a college success class. So it's an introduction to what it means to be a college student. It looks at all of the different programs that we offer. It looks at what the different degree patterns are. We look at kind of what it means to transfer, important dates and deadlines. We look a little bit about career. And then if it's thematic based for a specific CAP, then they will also be highlighting the different majors in that CAP. So it is action packed. I will tell you that. It is a lot of fun, and you're with students that are also coming in as freshmen in that class. It's
Another
usually about
CG
8 weeks, once a week for 8 weeks. Sorry,
another CG course
go ahead,
that
Mallory.
I know has really benefited high school students, but I think benefits all students is CG 54, the career and lifestyles. So if you want to take some time to explore some of the possible CTE pathways and kind of clarify for yourself what your interests are, CG 54 is a really great class. And I know from a dual enrollment standpoint, it's a 1-unit class that high schoolers really benefit from, but you know, it's obviously not, it's for everyone.
All right. Well, lots of information. I want to be respectful of your time. Those who are still here, thank you. I hope you found this information super useful. And feel free to reach out. I know it was a lot in 1 hour, but as you can see, we are absolutely here for you. We want you. Cabrillo wants you. And with that being shared, if there's any more question, can I get a little emoji? Was this fabulous? Isn't our staff fantastic? You guys are the best, and our students are the best. That really is what it boils down to. Thank you, Nathaniel. So, without any, oh, Cindy, you have a question. Bring on the question, Cindy. Unmute.
No, I was just giving it my hand up like, yeah, that was great.
Oh, that was a high
Like a
five.
high
She was
five.
affirming.
It's a high five.
Okay, so
We love the
now
high fives.
now we know there's another reason to use that hand signal there.
Oh
So
my goodness, I love it. Cindy, I learned something. Yes, thank you. All right, you guys. Anything else? Anybody else would like to share any last minute words?
just thank you for those who showed up. And again, like June said, use that resource document that was put in the chat box and reach out if any questions. If you somehow failed to get that, you can always call the main number at Cabrillo 479-6100 and ask to be connected to wherever it is you need to speak to somebody.
Yes, thank you, Leslie.
June, how are we going to make the recording available?
It's going to be on our website. Our good friend
Yay.
Zach is our IT. Thank you, Zach. And then don't forget tomorrow, all about financial aid. Join us, okay? And accessibility, join us. Thank you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Take care.